They say money makes money, but if you've ever tried to save, you know it doesn't feel that way in the beginning. Every dollar feels small, every step feels heavy, and no matter how hard you push, the progress looks painfully slow. But then, somewhere around $100,000, something changes. The climb gets lighter, the money starts moving faster, and suddenly it feels like the rules of the game flipped in your favor. Today, let's talk about why your first $100,000 is the hardest and why everything after that gets easier. The early struggle. Think about your first $10,000. It's slow, it's sweat, it's sacrifice. You're working late nights, cutting expenses, saying no to dinners, gadgets, and vacations, and at the end of the month, maybe you've scraped together a few $100s. It matters, of course it does, but it doesn't feel like it matters. That's because your money hasn't gained the weight to move on its own. It's like trying to push a car that's out of gas. At first, all the force comes from you. Every inch is exhausting. And just when you think you're rolling, the car stops again. That's what saving feels like at $5,000, $20,000, even $50,000. You're the engine, not your money. The tipping point around $100,000, but something powerful happens around $100,000. Suddenly, the math gets real. A 10% return on $100,000 is $10,000. That's not pocket change. That's an extra month's salary, and it came without you lifting a finger. This is where the magic of compounding stops being theory and starts being your reality. Instead of you dragging your wealth forward, your wealth begins pulling you. The car you were pushing, now it's on a downhill slope, rolling faster and faster. And all you're doing is steering. Why it gets easier, the truth is, building wealth is brutally hard in the beginning because you're fighting to enemies, small numbers, and your own psychology. Small numbers don't compound fast enough to impress you. And when you don't see results, your brain tells you it's pointless. That's why most people quit before they ever hit six figures. But once you cross $100,000, something shifts. Compounding becomes visible. Progress becomes emotional. And you start to see your money as a machine, not just a bank balance. The 3 levers of wealth. So how do you get there faster? You can't just grind forever. You need leverage. And there are 3 levers that matter most. Offense, grow your income. The more fuel you pour into the engine, the faster you'll hit $100,000. This doesn't just mean begging your boss for a raise. It means stacking skills. Coding, copywriting, design, digital marketing, even AI tools, high-value skills that raise your earning power permanently. Every extra dollar earned in your 20s or 30 seconds can compound into tens of thousands later. Defense, protect your income. It doesn't matter how much water you pour into the bucket if it's full of holes. Cancel the subscriptions you forgot about. Stop paying for upgrades you don't need, and cut out lifestyle creep. Wealth isn't about looking rich today. It's about creating the gap between what you earn and what you keep. That gap is the engine. Efficiency, make your money work smarter. Saving is good. Investing is better. Don't leave your money in a 0.01% savings account. Move it into high-yield accounts, index funds, retirement accounts, or tax-advantaged investments. Automate it so it happens without you thinking. Because humans are emotional, but systems are consistent. The mindset shift after $100,000, here's the part nobody talks about. Once you see 6 figures in your account, your brain changes. Money stops being survival and starts being strategy. You stop asking, how do I earn more? And start asking, how do I make what I already have work harder than me? Every dollar becomes a worker. $100 isn't just a new pair of shoes anymore. It's an employee that can grow into $200 or $500 over time. And that's why wealthy people think differently. They don't see money as something to spend. They see it as a tool that multiplies itself. Systems over willpower, this is the real secret. Rich people don't rely on discipline every day. They rely on systems. Automatic transfers, auto investments, recurring debt payments. Guardrails, not guesswork. Because willpower fades, but systems never forget. When you automate your wealth building, the snowball rolls whether you're motivated or not. That's why the rich get richer. Not because they're smarter, but because they've built a machine that doesn't sleep. Closing, so why does wealth building get easier after $100,000? Because that's the point where math, momentum, and mindset collide. It's when your money becomes heavy enough to roll downhill on its own. But here's the truth. Most people never get there. Not because they can't, but because they give up during the quiet part. The slow climb, the years when results feel invisible. Don't quit there. Push through. Build a fence. Play defense. Increase efficiency. And one day, you'll check your account and realize the game has changed. From that moment on, the question isn't if you'll build wealth. The question is, how far will your snowball roll? If this video gave you clarity, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. What's the hardest part of your journey to $100,000?